first place we're going to start with when it comes to firearm threats is counter deployment, would be the technical term, preventing the assailant from getting his weapon out. Now, this is taught in some places. I don't think enough attention is given to this area because this is your equivalent of an early defense. The earlier you begin your defenses, the better. So we have to look at how is the assailant carrying his weapon. And again, if he's robbing you, he may simply gesture that he's got a weapon. And now give me your money. You know, I've seen that before. I walked into, you know, some of the scariest situations I've been as a regular person. Is I've walked into an armed robbery twice in my life. And in one instance, the guy was threatening the teller like this. So he would pull up the thing and brandish a weapon, right? Or indicate that he has one. So these are things that you should begin with, because this guy could be Wild Bill Hickok. It doesn't matter if he doesn't get that weapon out. It's not a threat to me. Now, unfortunately, because of all the fear and trepidation and some of the misconceptions about firearms, what's your natural instinct? When the guy threatens me with that, I start doing this, okay, which I've just created more distance between us. So tactically understanding this is fairly simple. Training yourself to take advantage of this is more difficult, and that's where the training comes in. Now, as jiu-jitsu practitioners, this becomes a little bit easier because our number one defensive concept is to close the distance between me and the opponent. So unless there's a large distance between us when we're fighting hand to hand, it's difficult to maintain the fight at realistically, although there's a lot of martial arts that teach that. I'm not going to argue about their merits, but I have to say realistically that their history of success does not compare to what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has done over the generations of actually being able to physically defeat larger opponents. So when he goes for that weapon, if I've been doing my other aspects of Jiu-Jitsu, then the idea of jumping on him isn't as bad. Okay, it should be ingrained into me. So now we're going to, that being said, we're going to look at a couple of different approaches. We've got the standard Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu approach, and we've got an older school approach that you see in other forms of Jiu-Jitsu, particularly combat sambo.